So. All right, everyone, welcome to the call. My name is Dominique Barbie, and I just wanted to do this call today because I wanted to spend some time with you all and let you understand what's about to happen. So if you are a part of the Divine Power Bill Relief Program, you may have come in 2 to 4 weeks ago. I'm not sure, between 2 to 3 weeks ago. If you are not in and you just saw this, you just happen to be in one of the chats that we have. We have a bunch of chats. So most people are on the team, but some people might have slipped in or are getting ready to join. That's okay. We are launching Operation 4000. Operation 4000 is when we are going to put 4,000 people into the system within the next 90 days to 120 days. We're going to show people how to make the most money they've ever made in their life. And usually when I do things, I do it in a steady rate just to make sure everything with the system they paying. I want to make sure everything is paying. They want to make sure everything is smooth. I want to make sure they got any, kinks out and stuff like that. That's what I try to do because when the masses come, the masses are gonna come. Plus, it also give me time to do these Zooms with you all in a group that is more, what's the word, concentrated, because it's about to be a lot of people coming and a lot of people going to be everywhere basically. And I don't want anyone to get left behind. The thing is, you have to realize, me and a lot of leaders, we are one person. So sometimes we do things in group settings, right? Well, Operation 4000, what this means to you is you're going to have the chance to make more money than you ever made in your life. You're going to have the chance to change literally the trajectory of your life. You're going to be able to grow into another person, like a better person. Every new day, you'll be getting better in every way. Your finances will be prospering, and you're going to be able to get rid of the limiting beliefs that are maybe stopping you from the money that you deserve. Because if you are not making the amount of money that you feel like you should make, or at least, close to that, right? And I'm not talking about crazy goals. Like, I'm not talking about like your dream goals. I'm talking about like normal goals where you're going to make enough to pay your bills, right? From literally doing this. That's what I mean. That right there, I don't know if you understand that. I have to look back every now and then to remember, like, wow, I really like can pay all my bills from a system. And you can do the same thing if you're willing to do follow the principles to participate in the promise. That's what I say. You got to participate in the principles to participate in the promise, right? Does that make sense? And what that means is, if you want the promise that this system and other and online, making money online, or however you want to do it, marketing, whatever you want to call it, if you want that promise, you have to participate in the principles, okay? So I'm going to break it down in 30-day increments. So the first 30 days, this is what we're going to do, y'all. Y'all ready? Type of 888 or 777 in the chat if you're ready for the first phase of the 90-day run. We're going to break it down in parts, okay? Because I don't want to overwhelm you. Everybody is not like a super crazy big marketer like myself, or whatever the case may be. And I'm very humble. I'm a regular person. I look at myself as a regular person. If you know me, if you talk to me, I'm just a regular person. But I do have a sense of ambition. I have a sense of execution. So if you got notes, you write ambition and execution, okay? Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm gonna tell you the truth, and we are about to get really, really serious to the point where you're gonna start to have to get on these Zooms, because we're about to unleash the real commandments, the real way to make money online, the real network marketing commandments. I'm talking about commandments. They don't even talk about this like that. They don't even break it down like this. And anything I say is not to offend you. It's just to be very serious with you, because I'm going to tell you the truth, right? So the first part of the 90-day run is the first 30 days. This is what we're going to do. We are going to try to make as much money as you can in the first 30 days. Because when you do that, you're going to create the habits that you get to participate in the promise. So how about this? Y'all like a 30-day make as much money as you can challenge? Who want to be a part of that? Type in the chat a 1 or 2, type some numbers in the chat. If you want to be a part of make as much money as you want, make as money as you can in 30 days. That's the first phase of the 90-day run. Because you got to keep it, you got to keep it sexy. You got to keep it exciting for yourself, because otherwise you're just going to be a boring marketer, just boring. Okay. And you don't want to be boring and not making no money. I don't know how to do that, because I like to have fun and I like to make money. Okay. So now, in order to do that, right, You're going to have to choose 3 things to collapse time frames, okay? And you have to understand that money loves speed. Money has rhythm. Whoever is teaching you the tortoise and the race, y'all like to make money slow, you can go make money slow and go do that. That's fine if you want to make money slow. But if you want to make money fast, you got to understand that money loves speed and money moves with rhythm. Okay? And you have to understand this whole industry that you're doing, if nobody told you, is about personal development and leadership. Personal development and leadership. It is disguised as network marketing or these make money online programs. Look at any program online. Matter of fact, anybody on here have ever done anything online? Type in the chat. Let me know who I'm talking to. Have anyone on here like ever tried to make money online? Anybody ever done anything else? Or maybe some of y'all might be in some other programs. I don't know. Right. Some of y'all might be in stuff right now. So y'all know what I'm talking about. You try to make money online, right? If nobody ever told you this, and I didn't know this at first either, is that it's personal development and leadership in its disguise as network marketing. Okay, when I say personal development, I am so serious about personal development. You got to start growing yourself when you're doing this 90-day run. You got to start reading books. You got to start doing the affirmation, because when the things that you're going to learn, I participate in the principles to participate in the promise. So when I show y'all those affirmations and stuff, I'm not showing you them to be like, just to share affirmation. No, I'm sharing it because my kids will tell you, anybody around me will tell you, I'm doing affirmations when I wake up. I'm doing affirmations in my room. I'm doing affirmations in my office. I'm doing these affirmations. I'm looking at my main goals when I'm doing this, right? So it's all about personal development and leadership. If you want to get to $5,000 to $10,000 a month, and that is something that most people come in network marketing and they want to make. And I guarantee you, I ask anyone on here, or any of you on here, you would love to make $5,000 to $10,000 a month. That's a really big thing that people do. And 90% of people online do not make over $400 a month. Did you know that? And although that is crazy, the thing is, everyone has the ability to make $5,000 to $10,000 a month. But it's all about the leadership. You got to decide to become a leader. If you're on this call and you want to make that type of money, I'm only going to tell you the truth, because I'm about to personally go recruit another 100 people myself this month. Okay, just so you know. So we got to be serious, and I'm not saying you have to do that, but to be honest, it's the 80-20% rule. Some of y'all are going after these 2 people who, no disrespect towards McDonald's or Walmart or anything like that. I used to work at McDonald's, but y'all going after those 2 same people at McDonald's, those 2 same people who don't have a mindset to have, you know what I mean? Stop going after that's called being a stalker. It's stalkers, walkers, it's different types of people. Don't be the one who's the stalker. You stalking the same 2 people and you saying like you doing the business. I've been wanting to get that out. And I just want to tell you some of the things so that the leaders, you can understand, so you want to become a leader. But that's the first decision that you have to make. So if type in the chat, I am deciding to be a leader. If you really want to make 5,000, 10,000, and that's a minimum in a 90-day run. I'm telling y'all that right now, because you can make way more. But the first decision is you have to decide to be a leader. Does that make sense? You got to decide, make a decision. It's really seriously a decision. You can decide to be tired, or you can decide to have energy. You could decide to be sad, or you can decide to be mad. You can decide to make no money, or you can decide to make some money. You can decide to do something, or you can decide to do something. But in reality, you got to decide to be a leader, okay? Now, the other thing is, as you decide to be a leader, you got to decide to do personal development, okay? On this 90-day run, it's inevitable. You got to do it. 15 minutes or more a day of personal development. I'm telling you, when I made the most money, I did not even realize this. It's called easy videos. This is a strategy. I didn't even know I was doing it, because some of the things that I do it on autopilot, because I just was so tired of being broke. When you're tired of being broke, you're going to do whatever you need to do. You're going to do whatever it takes, right? If you good, that sometimes can be a bad thing when you so comfortable and you know you're gonna make enough money with your job, you know you're gonna be good for that could be a detriment in network marketing, because I hustle like I'm broke. Okay, that's how you gotta be. You gotta hustle like you broke. Okay, you gotta hustle. Not saying you are. Don't be like. Don't say I don't go around saying I hustle like I'm broke. But your mindset is you gotta hustle like you got $17,000 to pay for your mortgage, right? Now I'm not saying you don't gotta operate like a crazy psychopath, which I have done before. But what I'm saying is you gotta do more than what you have been doing, because what you have been doing is not getting you where you need to be. So with a 90-day run, you're stepping your game up. We about to do a 30-day first part, phase one. 30-day make as much money as possible. The second 30 days is solidifying the habits that I'm going to teach you. So we're doing the network marketing masterclass, which I told you I was going to do if you was in the beginning. It's called the network marketing masterclass. You are going to learn some powerful things. You're going to be able to look in the mirror, and if you don't understand that you need to be a leader, you might as well just not do a 90-day run, right? And all of you mostly have said that. And it's all about duplication. You got to start understanding something very quickly. It's not just about you. And a lot of people fail online because they say, I want to make money, but they're not thinking about how many people they can help. You got to understand that the more people you help in network marketing, the more money you make. So when you start to stop being selfish and become selfless, release all those expectations and simply give. Remember that. It's very powerful because people be so tight up and so attached to these big expectations. They're gonna make 10,000, 100,000 a month, or whatever it is, right? But take the time out of the day to release all those expectations and give, and simply give, right? Give value to somebody. Give universal deposit. Universal deposit is when you just go and you message somebody or you talk to somebody and give them some type of value where you helping them in some way without expecting anything in return. I do 1 to 3 universal deposits each day. And I do that because this lady, when I was struggling online, I was trying everything, y'all. And this lady randomly messaged me out the blue and told me a whole schedule of how to post on my page. I never in my life seen that. I was inside of a group with all the information on how to build successfully. And I didn't even realize I was in the group. So you can't be so unoblivious and unaware to where you are, right? So this is about duplication. So you need to make up in your mind how much you want to make. Okay, you got to understand that. We already went over the why. If you were on the call, you also need to show up to the trainings. You can't go and message your sponsor and say, "Hey, I want to get results," and then you never on the calls. That's called not participating in the principles, right? So we're gonna make as much money as we can on phase one. Phase two, we're gonna solidify that, right? In phase three, I'll tell y'all the next step. But in 9 days, I promise you, if you follow these steps, you will make a lot of money. Okay. Remember, it's about duplication. So you need to tally up how much does it take to pay your bills. And you have to understand money loves speed. If you want to go slow, you can go slow. If you want to go and message one person a day and invite one person to the information a day, that's on you. But do not blame your sponsor. Okay, because I gotta represent for the people, because there are sponsors, there are people who are helping people. Okay, so we're gonna go in the next 30 days, do more than you have done. At least do more than what you have done. Understand duplication. So decide how many people do you want to help. That is so important. And if you look at your results right now, I promise you, I'm going to prove to you that this will work. If you look at your results right now, okay, look at your results and look and see where do you have how many people you want to help. And I'll tell you how much you're making right now. I can literally be so close to the amount of money that you're making right now. Look, do you have anywhere in your home or anywhere in your business notes how many people you want to help? Do you have that? If you don't, that's why you're not making the amount that you're making. I'm being serious. I had to learn this myself. So you got to write down why you're doing this. You got to write down how much you want to make. And the first amount is really kind of how much you need to make. And I'm going to tell you the difference between a launcher and a joiner. And then you can decide who you want to be. Okay? Because there's certain things that you're going to learn over this network marketing masterclass that you probably never heard. And you're going to start seeing why you having results and why you're not. And the best thing about it is you can eliminate the people who don't want to do it, and you can work with the people who do. That way you're not wasting your time. right? Who wants to waste their time? Nobody. Okay, so y'all got that down? So type in the chat, how many people do you want to help? All you got to do is, this is the magic number, $540 per month to $1,000 per month. I'm telling you, if you can master this number, I promise you, I took this number all the way to $200,000 per month. I'm not lying. The master magic number, and sometimes I'll message some of y'all in y'all inbox like, this is the numbers, this is the numbers. You got to know your numbers. It's so important. So the magic number is $540 to $1,000 per month. I promise you that's the magic number. You need to write that down somewhere. You need to do whatever you have to do in the next 30 days to make sure you are making $540 to $1,000 per month minimum. Does that make sense? Can we all stand on an agreement that all of us on here are going to make more than $540 to $1,000 per month? Because that is the first magic number. I promise you, if you could get to this number, you can make $100,000 a month too. Okay? Because this 90 days, we're going to extend this 90 days all the way to 12 months. Now, I'm not saying you got to do a 90-day run for 12 months, but it's a whole process of you being able to make as much money as you possibly can. Okay? So the first magic number, please write it down, $540 to $1,000 a month. Y'all got it? Type an 8 in the chat if you got it. 8s or 7. Give me some 8s or 7. Those money numbers. That's why I say those numbers if you don't know. Write that down. Y'all got it? Y'all got it? Y'all got it? Y'all got it? Got it? Right now, if you on this call, congratulations. You're doing the steps to make a bunch of money. And if you're writing this stuff down, you're doing the steps to make a lot of money. Okay? So $540 to $1,000 a month. Now, after that, you gotta know how many people you want to get to that number. Okay? You gotta know how many people you want to get to that number. But how are you going to teach somebody to do something that you have not done? That's why it's important that you become a product of the product. Do you know what that means? A product of the product? A product of the product means you're using what's in your back office. There is a social media training back there that everybody who want to make a lot of money, y'all should be going through. Y'all should be practicing. Over the next 30 days, you should take at least 10 to 15 minutes to master that social media training. That is a training that can make you $100,000. And it's based off consistency. So do not do yourself disservice and try to do it for a week and don't even do it for real, right? And then say, why am I not making no money? That is delusional. And I do not train people to be delusional. Okay? So you're going to be in a product of the product. You're going through that back office. And if you're not making $540 to $1,000 per month, I guarantee you ain't go through that training in that back office. I can guarantee it. I can guarantee it. I'm just saying. So be a product of the product. That way you can have some results. And you can start telling me I'm getting results from the product too, right? Forex, if you want to learn Forex, you can start that. You can start with one or the other. That's the good thing about it. Okay. The other thing, so type in the chat how many people you want to help make $540 to $1,000 per month, because you only need 7 to make $5,000 to $10,000 a month. Did you know that? Just if y'all didn't know, after the magic number, you only need 7 people. It's called 7 diamonds. Do y'all know what a diamond is? My mentor told me this. I never look back. So 7 to 15 diamonds. If you can create 7 or more diamonds, then you will be making $5,000 to $10,000 a month. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. This is literally a guaranteed thing. Okay? So what is a diamond? Let me explain to you what a diamond is. A diamond is a person who is committed to being consistent and consistently marketing the service that we provide. Consistently marketing the Build Really program. Okay? Until they find their 7 diamonds or longer, of course. Yes, sure, I can look. So a diamond is a person who is committed to doing the marketing, they committed to training, they showing up, they doing what they need to do to create the income that they want to make. A diamond is a person who want to make about $5,000 to $10,000 or more. That's a diamond. But they're also willing to do what they need to do. They're willing to participate in the principles, to participate in the promise, right? Does that make sense, y'all? Type a yes or no in the chat if that makes sense so far. Because I'm trying to set your expectations. Now, I need you to understand there's an 80-20 rule. About the big portion of your income will literally come from 20% of the people in your organization. Okay? So, this why I'm going to be straight up honest with you. Like I said, I'm about to go bring in 100 new people. Okay? So, at this point, I love y'all. But I have to tell y'all, we got to get trained up. Okay? We got to get trained up, and I don't want y'all to get left behind. But we got to get trained up. So, Don't you know in the conversation when they say, oh, you get your 2 people, and then they get their 2 people, and then they get 2 people, and then they get 2 people, right? Y'all know that? Okay? Right? A lot of people are going to be able to do that. They're going to be able to believe that they can do that. But can I tell you something? If you want to make $5,000 to $10,000 or more, and I'm starting with $5,000 to $10,000 more because that's where I started before I hit 200K. $5,000 to $10,000 per month, y'all. I started there and I was willing to do whatever it freaking took to get to that number because I knew when I reached that number, all I had to do was train my 7 to 10 diamonds. Really, I do the 12 disciples method because I go above and beyond. But if you want to get the, the bare minimum numbers to still make you a whole bunch of income, the number is really 7. Okay. So in order for that to happen, right, you have to have more than 2 people, right? Because what if you get 2 people who are not diamonds, right? How does that make sense, right? So you have to understand your goal is 7 to 15 people. Now, the first 7 people who you bring in, guess what? Do you really think they're gonna be a diamond, y'all? Give me an answer in the chat. Because I'm speaking real to you, because when I show you how to make money, I'm gonna show you how to make money. Okay? Do you think the first 7 people who you bring in is gonna be 7 diamonds? Just let's be honest. Because I don't want your feelings to be hurt when you have a team, right? And then you look and you like, man, what's going on, right? Your feelings gonna be very hurt because you gonna have people who come to you and they're gonna say this and they're gonna say that and they're gonna say this and that, and then you looking like, man, I'm the only one on the training. I'm the only one inviting people to the Zooms. You're gonna be you might get sad and then you might start talking about your team behind their back. You might start just complaining. And the thing is, there is a network marketing rule. Honor thy upline and honor thy downline, for thy days may be numbered. Okay? Do y'all know what that means? You have to give honor to your upline. If you can't honor your own sponsor, if you just say all this crazy stuff about your sponsor, and then you go to your sponsor and you don't help me or whatever, I don't know what people do, to be honest. I learned this a long time ago. When I was struggling, I did not know this, but now I do. It's called honor your upline. And honor means you respect them, you love them, you if you need help, you go to them, but you're not being ungrateful for your upline because they told you about an opportunity that can make you a lot of money at the very least. Like my sponsor, when I was in Tradera, he was absolutely amazing, but he was an absolute freaking, I'm not gonna say the rest of that. And he did some things that I didn't agree with, but I always gave him honor because he showed me the opportunity where I hit 200K. So I always had love and respect for him, but he off the chain a little bit. But I love him though, right? You get what I mean? You gotta honor your upline, even if they crazy. Just honor, just because you're gonna be able to get blessed, and you will have people who honor you. Then you want to give honor to your downline. You're gonna come upon some downline members that are off the chain. I'm just setting your expectations because I don't want your feelings to get hurt when these things happen, because my feelings used to get hurt. And I used to be like, man, what's going on? I'm like, what? And then I learned this master class, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I had someone come up to me, and I taught him how to make $20,000 per month, right? And he said, man, my downline, they suck and they don't want to do nothing. He was going in on his downline. I was like, ooh. I said, until you can be grateful for your downline, then you can't get a new downline. You can't get a better downline. You have to be grateful for the people in your organization that you have, right? First. And you will be able to be blessed with more. That's one of the signature cardinal rules. Be grateful for what you have so it can grow. Okay. So if you constantly, you're gonna have people who do this, but let them be people. Let them be ready when they be ready. And this is why I want to teach you about their launchers. There are 2 types of. There's actually 4 types, but I'm gonna go over 2. There's 2 types of people in terms of movement, and your ability to identify these 2 types will create massive success. Okay, for you, it will create massive momentum. Okay, it will bless you in crazy ways. Okay, massive success. Someone, a launcher and a joiner, okay? A launcher is someone who has the ability to put 10, 20, 30 or more people in front of a Zoom or a conference call to launch themselves in a short period of time. That's a launcher. And they have influence. They can put 20 people on the call, 10, 20, 30 people on a conference call. And not only, check this out, not only do they have the ability to do this, but they want to do that. That part is actually one of the most important parts. They actually want to. You don't want to force someone to be a launcher. Okay, this is when you can learn how to identify this, you will have so much success you won't even be able to understand why you're having so much success. Okay, and this person, they come to you. For example, I was a launcher. I remember when I first learned about launching, I needed to make $5,000. I needed to make 10,000 or more, right? And most launchers, they need to make like, $2, $5, $10, $20,000. And I wanted to do it fast. I needed to do it fast. Okay. And one thing you got to understand is this part, like I said, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you today. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Okay. You got to build your list. Okay. When you first start something, you got to build your list. And some people never build their list. Okay. And they probably heard of building a list in a past company, but they never did it. That's like when people go to the gym and they take a picture like they going to the gym and they post on Instagram. Oh, I'm at the gym, then walk out. They really didn't do the gym. Right? Build your list. Okay. I built my list, y'all. Build your list. Build your list. And the guy who I helped make 20K, he was in jail for 30 years, y'all. 30 years. And he said, "Oh, I don't know anybody. I was in jail for 30 years." And I told him, I told him this because when I told you I did a psycho run to make 200K. I just told him, I was like, if you can't build your list, I can't work with you. Because if you can't do one thing I first said, then it's no point. I don't involve myself in conversations that don't make sense. Have you ever talked to somebody and the first sentence they said was absolutely nuts? Like, and you was just like, what? When people do that to me, I say, okay, thank you. Because why would I get involved in a back and forth or that type of thing when the first part don't even make any sense? Like my cousin. Remember I told you I went to my aunt's house and my cousin, my aunt has her 3 grandbabies. She adopted them because her son would not take care of them. All he had to do was follow the system. They were in CPS, and all he had to do was follow some rules to get his kids back. He didn't follow none of the rules. So my aunt had to take care of these 3 babies since they was 14 months and the other one was like 2 or 3. And I haven't seen them in a long time, but I missed them. I didn't know, I knew she had his kids, but I didn't know the whole story. And she must have left her phone or something. I can't remember. She left her phone on the couch, and it said my cousin's name. I ain't gonna say the name. I ain't bust him out. And I miss them though. My family is a big family. It's a little dysfunctional, but I still love my family. I did move away from my family, but if I haven't seen them in a long time, I'm like, I want to talk to my cousin. I grew up with him. So I pick up the phone, right? And the first thing he say, can you tell my mama that she needs to send me some money so I can get this apartment, and she needs to do this and she needs to do that, and why she acting like this and this and this, and I was just like, in my head, I was just like, what did he just say? Remember, I told you my aunt has his 3 babies, and he over here talking crazy like she better give me some money. She better. I was just like, ooh. At this point, I cannot be involved with this conversation because you don't make any sense. And I didn't even try to say, oh, she has your children. Why does she need to send you money? You need to send her money. Before I could do that, I remember who I was talking to, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll let her know. So that's the same thing. Okay. You gotta be able to determine these types of things. I hope that makes sense. So build your list. And when I say build your list is the people who are in your phone, okay? The people who you've had a conversation with before, and the people who you are really close to. Everybody has at least 1 or 3 people who are a person who you can call if your tire got broke down, right? The reason for building your list, which I didn't know, and I could not stand like old type of network marketing. Trust me, I could not do it. I sucked at it. I couldn't do it. You know how they say the home parties. I just could not do it. It's just I can't explain it. It's just I didn't know how to do it. I didn't have nobody to teach me how to do it right, so I just didn't do it. Okay. So when I found out building your list is the first step, building your list, there's about 7 steps, okay, that you're gonna learn in this network marketing class. If you do them, you will have results. Period. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're not gonna fail. It's impossible at this point. What I give to you, it's literally impossible to fail. The only way you won't make the money is if you just be like, look, no, I'm not doing this. Nope, I'm not doing it. That's the only way, literally. So the first step is build your list. When you build your list, you write a list of at least 50 to 120 names. Now I'm gonna say 50 because I know some people here go look at me crazy like, who? 120 people. Like I said, the guy who I helped make 20,000 a month, I told him, I said, I can't work with you because you won't build a list, because I did not have time to work with people who was not willing to do the steps at that point. And I was on a complete mission, a psycho mission to make $100,000 per month. And I was not letting nobody step in my way. And when I went to that network marketing class, they said, build your list. So I taught people, build your list. And remember what I told you, network marketing is about duplication? Duplication comes from learning these principles that I'm going to teach you. And we're going to be learning like throughout the week. Okay. It's literally the master class. So build your list. Do y'all understand build your list? So who's going to build your list? Who's going to build that list on here? That means you write a list of at least 50 names. Okay. So when that guy, he was in jail for 30 years, y'all, from shooting up police, trying to rob a whole bank, y'all. He came to me and said, I want to make 20,000 a month. Okay. Is Anne Marie the only one gonna build a list? April? April, that's it? Okay, Kim, you gonna build it? Okay, Laura, okay, let's go. Let's go in. We're gonna make some money. We're gonna make some money. Okay. Do y'all want to make some money, or do y'all want to talk about making money? Do y'all want to make some money, or y'all don't want to make money? Okay, so you got to build your list. You got to write a list of 50 people. That's the start of your list. Your list is an ongoing list. Your list is something that you continue to build. So that way, y'all know good and well, some of y'all have been in 4 network marketing companies, probably 10 in the last year, right? Y'all know that. I was in over 100, so I'm not judging you. But one thing you have to understand is the delusional part is the part where you go from program to program and then you always say you don't know nobody and you don't have a list. Okay, that's called being delusional. Now, I'm not saying if you don't know nobody, or if you told me that, I'm not saying you're delusional. But what I am telling you, what is delusional is going from program to program and you never built a list. If you in this program and you go to another program and you don't have a list, that's called delusion, right? Don't y'all want to know when y'all being delusional or not? I want to know. So when I went to that class, I found out I was doing a lot of delusional things. So we're gonna stop it. And the building list, right, Laura, you got it, baby. 50 people. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That 50 people is a start. Now, if you really want to have a list of over 100 or more. But I'm giving y'all a little leeway, because I know we got newbies on here and I don't want to overwhelm you. I don't want to scare you. Okay. Okay. All right. And I want to help you make some money for real. And I'm excited because I don't care about telling y'all this information. Sometimes people be scared to tell people how to build or whatever case, because they think people gonna be like, oh, I don't want to do this no more. Oh well, right? Oh well, you gotta look at this is a no excuse zone. Okay, this is residual income that you can make for life. Okay, so 50 people, right? Good. Ann got it. Laura got a bunch of y'all got it. 50 people, and then next step is work on adding 5 to 10 people a day to that list. Y'all got it? You should be adding 5 to 10 people a day to that list. Okay, if you have been a product of the product, right? You would have went through that $100,000 training in the back office for social media, and it tells exactly where to find new people, new friends, and stuff like that, and grow your network. Your network is your net worth. Your network is your net worth. So, okay, you can tell your network, but your net worth, how much money you make, by the type of people you associate yourself with and the type of influence of people that are on your list. If you look at your list, this is why I want you to start looking at the type of people that are on this list. Are these all just regular people? Do you got some bosses on your list? Do you got some esteemed people, like people in professions, doctors? Do you got, you know what I mean? Yeah, you're gonna have regular people, but do you got some bosses on there? You should have at least 5 bosses on there. Everybody on this call know 5 bosses. And if you tell me you don't, that's just complete. That's a lie. Start being aware of your surroundings. Start being aware of what's around you. Okay, right? Because if y'all was in another program and someone said, "Hey, do you know bosses?" And I know who y'all are. Y'all, some of y'all know me. And you say, oh, I don't know nobody. You knew me, right? Now I'm not saying come to my inbox and sending me stuff because I'm gonna look at you crazy. But what I am saying you did, and don't be scared to message nobody, right? So, like I said, joiners, and I'm gonna tell you the difference to joiner. I told you y'all know what a joiner is. I mean, y'all know what a launcher is. A person who has the ability to put people in front of the info, a lot of people in front of the info, 20, 30 people on a conference call or a Zoom call. Not only do they have the ability to, but they want to. So we need to, everybody on this call, we need to get you launched. Okay. When a 9-day run, you have to launch. You got to launch. Okay. Then you want to make up in your mind exactly how much money you want to make. Remember, the first 30-day period, really how much you need to make to secure your needs, shelter, food, car, write down all your bills. Look at the compensation plan. That's what I did. I looked at the compensation plan up and down. You need to learn the compensation plan and you need to know your numbers. It's not enough for your sponsor or your upline to know the numbers. Okay. You want to be your sponsor is a person to help you, but you want to learn to be self-sufficient. Okay. You want to learn that compensation plan. Go watch the videos all over YouTube how the comp plan works. Okay. How can you hit a target that you don't even know what the target is? Hope is not a strategy. I love y'all, but hope is not a strategy. A lot of y'all just hoping and praying for just something to happen. Now, I'm not saying prayer is not a strategy. Yes, I pray. I'm not saying hope is not good. No, I'm not saying that. Be very clear on what I'm saying. I'm saying it's not a strategy to just make these 5,000, 10,000. You can't just hope and then don't follow the principles and think it's gonna work. No, even in the Bible, it say faith without works is dead, and people skip over that. Faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. Meaning you have the faith and you have the work to do it. Okay, you're gonna do something, right? You do the affirmations and you do the work. I know people who say affirmations don't work because they don't do the things that they don't participate in the principles to participate in the promise of the affirmation. Okay, and then they just expect to just go do affirmations and go eat a sandwich. That doesn't make any sense. So move fast if you want success. Move fast. If you're dealing with high level coaches and mentors, you'll know if you ever had a high level coach, you gotta prove yourself to them, and they like to see when people move fast, right? And then they want to work with you. Okay, move fast. Keep showing up. Okay, so this is what a joiner is. A joiner is, we call them sunshine. That's another word for it. Someone that's a person who's on auto ship. They may not put a lot of people in. They may or may not come to the meetings. Sometimes they come in when they feel like it. They be ready to go. All right. And then you just wait for them to go. Okay. They periodically show up to the trainings. When they want to, they pretty much do what they want, but they won't launch. They will not launch. No is never no. It's just not right now. You treat them right. You treat them good. But you got to know what a joiner in the sunshine is versus a launcher. A sunshine, it will not launch. They don't want to launch. They want to just do it their way. They want to learn on their time. They want to show up on their time. They're gonna stay consistent. They're gonna be on auto ship. They are very valuable, right? But you just have to understand that's just how they are. I used to be a sunshine. I wanted to join programs, do whatever I want to do. If I want to show up to training, I'll show up to the training. If not, I'm not. But I didn't launch. They would say launch, start your launch, and I did not launch. I was like, I'll do that later, right? I didn't know nothing about money, love, speed, or nothing like that, and it's okay. But you just got to be aware of the type of people that come into these businesses, so you will understand. And you can't force anybody to do anything. You know what I mean? I'm not forcing nobody to do nothing, and I'm not going to make them feel bad for not doing it. I'm going to let them be who they are. Like, I want to be who I am, but I will let them know the information. I will let them know how to have success. But sometimes what happens with the sunshine, something crazy and drastic and really, unfortunately, bad happens to them, and then they be ready for real. They be like, I need to launch. I don't care about none of that in the past. They ready for real. Something, unfortunately, I hate that has to happen. Even that they even happened to me, I got to my breaking point and then I changed. And it sucks. It's a mindset thing. We've been doing things the same way. Most of us are grown. Well, we all grown, of course. We've been doing things a certain way. And, sometimes it take a crazy shot to our mind or our life. And then we really change. We really make change. Like I said, that's what happened to me. That's what happened to me. And it's okay. You have to understand that you are rewarded in public for what you do in private. The fruit does not fall too far from the tree. Okay. You are rewarded in public for what you do in private. A lot of people call me lucky, y'all. And I look at them like they crazy. For years, I used to be mad when people called me lucky, honestly. But then I started to accept my luckiness. I was like, oh, let's stop doing that. Let's cut that attitude. I had people come to me and they say, oh, you got a following. That's why you make so much money. I'm looking at them like, is you serious? I built this with my bare hands, right? I started from somewhere. Okay. You got to understand, you got to start from somewhere, right? You got to be consistent. I was consistent. That training that you see in that back office, I saw a similar training to that in the past where I learned to build up my page. I had 1,000 friends on my Facebook page, period. Do you want to know what I went through? I had 1,000 friends from Gary, from where I used to live from. I'm from the hood where they shoot people and all that stuff. I came from nothing, y'all. I had 1,000 friends from high school on social media, and then I learned about network marketing, and I had to build. And I went behind a computer screen because I was trying to make money online, and I used to pray for signups. My hope used to be a strategy for me. I used to pray for signups. I remember curling up in my bed trying to do these online programs, and I used to say, Lord, please, if you please help me just get 2 people this week, I would be so grateful. If you please help me just get one person, I'll just be so grateful. That was my strategy. And then at one point, when my lights got cut off and my kids was freezing and I didn't have any money and I had to choose from my car notes and my gas, that was my breaking point. When my daughter would come to me, my daughter's little, my daughter 15 now, which is crazy. But I remember my daughter being like 4 or 5. Like she had to be like 4. Mommy, can we go to Chuck E. Cheese? And I had to say no. And I would cry in the bathroom behind the toilet and cry and hide from her so she didn't see me crying. I'm like, no, we can't go. But it hurt my feelings because I'm like, I wasn't saying no because I didn't feel like it. I was saying no because I didn't have the money. That's messed up. Like, do you realize a lot of your problems could be solved if you just do what you need to do and you get this money? I looked at that and I was like, dang, it's crazy. If I look at the stuff that I'm going through, if I had more money, I would have more money, right? I will have more happiness. Money don't buy happiness, but I will tell you it solve a lot of problems. Okay, so you are rewarded in public for what you do in private. I'm rewarded in public because people say that I'm lucky or they say I had this. No, I started off just like every single one of you on this call. Okay, and they told me build up your page. And I would go after I was praying to God, and I was 8 months pregnant on a beanbag, a deflated one. I didn't have a bed, y'all. Okay, I let somebody come over and they put bed bugs in my bed. Okay, right? It's jacked up, and I was 8 months pregnant on a beanbag crying. And then I remember after that happened with my lights and stuff. I got so many stories. It's crazy. I'm not even going over all the stories the stuff that I've been through, being broke and being poor and depressed, right? But what I will say is I remember getting on the floor and I was praying to God. I said, Lord, if you help me, I'll help the people. If you help me, I'll help your people. And I made a deal with God and I said, if you help me, I'll help the people. And the next day I woke up, I heard a loud roaring voice. It was very loud, like thunder. I was like, oh my gosh, right? It was like I could tell it was a light. It was like with good and light. It was like, get up and go help my people. I'm not saying the voice right, y'all, but it was deep and it was like, whoa, it was like, get up and go help my people. And I jumped up out of bed, like literally straight up. I was like, oh my gosh. And I ran and I got out the bed and I went behind the computer. And I was like, I'm gonna learn this. Forget that. I'm tired. I'm gonna learn this. And then my brother called me. He said there was this lady, a very big pastor. I think she was a pastor or something or somebody. He sent me a video. He was like, and the lady was going off. She was like, get on the internet. Y'all better learn the internet. She was going off. I was like, wow, well, I guess I got the message. Because I ran behind a computer screen and I said, I'm gonna learn. And I went through the blueprint, okay, and I went through the steps and I did it over and over. I made sure I added 50 friends a day to my page. 50 friends to the point the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, my husband was sitting on the couch and I looked behind and I said, babe, remember I had 1,000 friends? I have 2,000 now, or 1,500 or something. He was like, okay. He was looking at me like, so not like so, but like, okay, why is she so excited about this? I was like, Because I knew they said if you be consistent with the strategy, you can make a lot of money. And then another 3 weeks passed. Oh, babe, I'm at 2,500 friends. He'd come in here, he'd tell you he remember that. He literally remembers that. I'm building it up. And then the next month, I had like 4,000 friends. I was like, oh, you don't realize it, but these was not 4,000 rinky dink friends. These was people who I looked for, who was in network marketing, who was in different business, who was in personal development, who was in personal development, leadership, network marketing. Okay, I targeted those people, just like you learn in the back office to target these people, so that I would never have the excuse of I don't know nobody. You should throw that excuse out. Don't ever allow yourself to get that excuse. Okay. So I was rewarded, and then guess what? I got to 4,000 friends, right? But guess what? Every day, as I was building up my friends, it took me about to get to 5,000. Probably took me about a month and a half to 2 months. Okay, that's what it took. But I was a newbie, and I didn't know what I was doing. Okay, some of y'all been doing this for years and still have not had the success that you want. So it's time to do the principles that participate in the promise, right? You're gonna be rewarded later, because once I hit those 4,000 friends, it was game over. But while I was building on my friends list, I was posting content, I was posting value, I was posting things that gave people value. I was learning, and this is why I call it the easy video strategy. When I heard God talk to me behind and told me to get, and I got behind the computer, okay, one thing I did was I overdosed on YouTube. I overdosed on people having success. I looked up people who inspired me. I looked up trainings. I looked up how to market. I don't know how many videos I searched on YouTube, how to market, how to recruit, how to sponsor people. If you don't know how to recruit, why are you not searching how to recruit, right? It doesn't sound crazy when I say it. But now I'm looking back, I overdosed on I stopped watching TV, y'all. I literally stopped watching TV. I just remember that. I stopped watching TV. I stopped hanging around crazy people. I stopped watching crazy shows. I stopped doing all these things, and I spent that time behind the computer, and I searched how to build a team, how to do network marketing. And it was so much information out there, right? And it was all these different pieces. But that's why it's important to have a mentor, because if you're doing it on yourself, it's gonna take a long time. So it took me a little bit longer to make the money that I want, because I didn't have like a person like how I'm showing you this, and how your sponsor might be showing you. I didn't have that, right? So if you suck right now, if you don't have no team right now, okay, and I'm not saying you suck, I don't mean it like that. Look, don't take anything offensive to what I say. This is how I looked at my situation when I was tired of not making money. Sometimes you got to hear this so you could stop making excuses and stop doing things that don't match with what you want. You got to speak, and act in alignment to that what you want to become. Okay, if you want to make 5,000, 10,000 a month, you got to start thinking and acting and speaking like a person who makes that type of money. Yes, and have faith. Yes. Okay, so you have to. Integrity is doing the right thing when no one is looking. Okay, doing the things that you need to do to participate in the system. So you need to start taking time every day to watch people who are successful. You can go on YouTube and watch successful people in network marketing. Well, go on YouTube, how to build a team. Go on YouTube and definitely go in the back office, because the training is in the back office. And then me and Kim have a sheet, okay, that it's a cheat sheet on how to do it. And then with this next 30 days to really 90 days, but I'm doing it in doses. So I want you to get excited every 30 days, because we're doing a challenge every 30 days with the 90 days. You're going to be able to look over the shoulder and be able to have the success that you actually want, okay? But just understand, you want to launch, okay? You want to launch. We got to have everybody on this call launch who want to make 5,000, 10,000 a month. If you want to make 5,000 to 10,000 a month, you got to launch, okay? For example, I can launch you. I have no problem. Anybody want me to launch you? I don't care if you guys start over. If you want me to launch you, I can do that, because I'm going to start launching people. That's the real, honestly, quote unquote. When you come in, you're supposed to launch. That's technical. If you have not made at least $500, it's because you probably didn't launch. Okay, launching is when you have your grand opening and you take that day. You understand what I'm saying? That day, wherever your launch day is, that's the day that you invite. You don't do a launch and then You invited people 10 days ago and they don't even remember. And you don't schedule a launch 2 weeks, like 2 weeks from now. That's not how it works. You launch that week or the next week. Okay, this week or the next week you want to launch. And like I said, if you want me to launch you, I'll launch you, but you better make sure you put people on, and you need to do your inviting that day of your launch. Okay, my mentor, and I don't even have a word for her. I got multiple mentors. I got a really amazing guy mentor who I had. He taught me about quantum physics, y'all. He taught me about law of attraction. Quantum physics is a whole nother. Do y'all know what quantum physics is? I learned quantum physics and I learned law of attraction inside of network marketing through him. He was very powerful. He's very big on energy. He's very big on the observer effect. Very big on the unlimited potentials, because what you want and what you don't want already exists. And when I heard him say this, I was like, who is this? He said, what you don't want and what you want already exists. The one that you're going to get is the one that you're emotionally connected to. Do you understand what that means? Whichever one you are emotionally connected to, or if you're emotionally connected to, you can't build, you don't know how to build, you don't know nobody, you can't do this, everything is so hard. You're emotionally connected to what you don't want. When you are emotionally connected to what you do want, you listening to this and you like, man, I could do this. She ain't talking about nothing for real, but I could do that. That's not that hard, right? You listen like, man, I could do that, right? You're like, man, yeah, listen, oh, wait, you start listening like, wait a minute, I can launch. I can get 20 people on the call. I get 10, 20, 30 people on the call. I could do that, right? You're a human, and humans are the only species that does not live up to their potential. Like, they choose to not live up to their potential. It's crazy. Humans are the only species. Every other species do their full potential, right? When you launch, pick the day and invite that day, and be in a hurry when you're inviting. Okay, you're either gonna call or message these people when you're doing this. Okay, people don't make decisions just off of info. They make decisions from emotions. If you never knew that. Okay, a lot of people, you can tell them all the info you want, but a lot of times they're going off of their emotions. But the biggest thing that I want you to learn today, and this is why I make so much money in everything that I do, right? And I'm making a lot of money with this program. And you know why? Because I learned that slow and steady does not win the race. The person in the end of 500, the end of 90 days, if you do a real 90 days, should have exposed at least 500 to 1,000 people. If you have not done that, then you did not do what you were supposed to do. Okay? It's a billion people in the world. So they say to make 100K per month, this is how you do it. You got to expose 10 people a day, 5 days a week for 3 years to make $100,000 per month. Write that down. In order to make $100,000 a month in 2 years, all you got to do is expose 20 people 5 days a week for 2 years. And to make $100,000 a month in a year, you expose 30 people a day, 5 days a week. Those are the numbers. And if you look up Mark Yarnell, 100K per month, when I heard that, I was like, oh, okay, I got it, okay. So slow and steady does not run the race. The speed of implementation creates momentum. People will do what you do. If your team isn't winning, it's because you're their leader and they're doing what you do, or half of what you do, or a 2.2% of what you do. Okay? And I had to learn that. So I'm like, dang, I'm talking about bow. I was getting hit left and right when I was learning this information. I'm like, dang. How many of you on here would like a team that do everything that you do? For real. Just think about that. Think about that. So you gotta just either, if you want a better team, you gotta become a better leader, right? Or you gotta learn, or you gotta start showing up. How many of you like your team to do exactly what you do every day? They do exactly what you do for your business. Because if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, why would you want your team to copy lies, fraud, laziness, and inconsistency? Dang, did she say that? I sure did. We doing a 9-day run, so there ain't no other way to put it. And I had to learn this too. And trust me, they use the word lies, fraud, laziness, and inconsistent. And I was like, oh, my feelings. Oh well. My mind was like, oh well, we about to make $100,000 a month. So you want to understand that the speed of the leader determines the speed of the pack. That's super important. Money loves speed. If you want to make good money, you want to make fast money, you got to move fast and you have to launch. So you need to write down the date that you're going to launch, right? And you're going to do it preferably within the next 48 to 72 hours. That's when you want to launch. And you can ask your sponsor to do your launch for you. A launch is a grand opening where it's your private launch, and you can do it if you had an accountability partner. You can do it with them. Like I did a launch with myself, and I did a launch with my friend, and we did like a VIP tag team launch, and they greeted my people and they greeted their people. A launch is when your sponsor or upline does a call. You can use the Zoom call as a launch, but if you launch with like a private launch call, meaning it's you and your people, you're gonna have way bigger, bigger results. And like I said, in Roosevelt, just say you gotta launch. Okay. Does anybody have any questions for me? That's what I want to go over today. Okay, we're gonna be going over the principles throughout the week and next week and the next week and the next week, so you can have a real idea of what it takes to make your first 5,000, 10,000 a month, or if you want to make 20,000 or 40,000 or 50,000 or 100,000, whatever it is, right? But when I'm teaching for the $5,000 to $10,000 per month, the person who is making double that has to have the duplication factor. That's where the duplication comes from. You start doing duplication, and you got to understand that the 80-20% rule. The 80% of the momentum and the amount that you make, it will come from about 20% of the people. So you have 8 people on your team. Two of the people are going to be you, and those 2 people are going to be the main ones getting the results, right? And the other people got to learn. Does that make sense? You got a team of 20 people. It's going to be about 4 of those people, right? You just got to understand that it's all really numbers. You need help launching. If you need help launching, I could definitely help you launch. We can go over. Matter of fact, we can go over launching tomorrow. How about that? Let's go over how to properly launch tomorrow, so that everybody can schedule their date, and then they can actually properly launch their team. And then I'll show you a video of the proper ways to building a large team. But I feel like everybody on this call, everything that I said, I feel like you could do. And some of the stuff that I said, you probably heard, but maybe the way that I said it is in a different way. Yep. Oh, Kimberly, can you actually show an example of the getting started, the first part of the getting started that we put together? I know you had something together and I added to it, and then we're gonna add more to it so that we can actually bring people into the system properly. There is a worksheet that we have, and with the worksheet, it shows you exactly what to do when you first get started. Okay, so we can go over launching tomorrow, and we can go over the what is it called? The getting started properly. But I'm honestly really excited for y'all because, like I said, everything that I just said is something that everyone in here could do, right? Do y'all feel like y'all could do that? Type in the chat if you feel like you could do the things that I kind of went over today, right? Just let me know in the chat. Type some 7s, some 8s. Right. When you hear it like that, you when you think about it, you can do it. Like I said, when I found out the rules to network marketing, I was like, this is it. I was like, I can do all this. Like, I can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Cool. So let's see. Yes, everybody on here can do this. Y'all can do it. Y'all can do it. Just be consistent. And like I said, we're gonna go over launching tomorrow, because you do gotta launch. Like, if you want to make that type of money and you want to be a leader, you gotta launch, because if you don't launch, your team is not gonna launch. I'm telling you, if you have not launched and you've been in here, your team is not launching. And if you didn't launch and your team didn't launch, boom. Now you know what I mean? It's a strategy to this. But if you do launch, guess what? You're gonna start attracting some leaders, because you don't get what you are. You don't get what you want, you get what you are. You're gonna attract what you are. That's a huge thing. Okay. So yeah, so I'll get with Kim for the part to help people get started properly. We're gonna go over that tomorrow, and we're gonna go over launching tomorrow. And as we go forth, I'm gonna let you go over my shoulder, and you can see like how to actually what you're actually doing on a consistent day, so that you can do that. Also, y'all need to make sure that I forgot to say this, updates. So if you have an account in the back office, you need to look at your account. You need to make sure that you are active. You got to make sure You can also keep $118 in your deposit balance or your withdrawal balance. Okay, because now they have the renewal factor where it'll automatically withdraw from your account for your next month. And you want to make sure your next month is also active. The best thing to do is just keep $118 or put $118 in there. If you don't have anything in your withdrawal balance or whatever, just go in your back office, deposit $118. Or if you do have a withdrawal balance, or if you do have money that you put in there, put that, make sure it has at least $118 in there, and the system will automatically, renew you. Okay, they added that function. I was so happy they added that function. Just keep $118 in your deposit balance and your withdrawal balance. So the system is going to search and it's going to automatically renew for you. It's going to do all the work, but you got to make sure it's at least $118 in there, because that's what's going to be for the renewal. And then you also want to teach your team this, okay, so that it'll automatically do it. You don't got to worry about all of that, right? At first, I don't know if y'all ever been in a Susu before. Are you familiar with Susu? There are Susus out there where they doing everything manually. Like they got to re-enter manually. They got to renew. There's no oh my gosh, I'm not even gonna go over there, but man, they are really making this system super automated to the point where once you learn this network marketing masterclass, all you gotta do is just go and make your money. So, like I said, if you have not already done it, just go back there and make sure you deposit $118, or if you have $118 in your withdrawal balance, just make sure you keep at least 118 there. That's what I'm teaching. I'm teaching everybody who I bring in now from now on. That way, nobody has to worry about, oh man, you don't have to worry about missing no payments, because once this system reactivate for this month, y'all, listen, you want to make sure you have your account active, because if somebody else don't activate, the system is going to actually pay people who activate it, if that makes sense. Okay, I hope that makes sense. But the system is going to just place people within the whole entire company of who activated or who didn't. Like if you activate before somebody, they didn't activate, you might get a payment that they were supposed to get, if that makes sense. That's why I made sure my stuff is activated. They actually did an automatic renewal on, I got 3 accounts, y'all. And then my husband has an account, so it's really like 4. They automatically renewed it because I had some money in my withdrawal balance and I had it in my deposit balance. And I was like, oh, that's how I found out. I didn't even know. I was like, what? So yes. So make sure you do that, guys. You're welcome. All right, guys. I don't think anybody have any questions. So I'll see y'all again. Make sure you stay tuned for the next training, because we're going to talk about launching. So you want to make sure you schedule a date to launch, and then you're going to invite your guests, and then you're going to launch. Okay? Boom. All right. Love you all. Have a great day. Bye. Yes. Okay. I got you, Laura. Okay.